Welcome back to What's Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an FCM 36 Pack 40, otherwise known as the Pack 40. It's a Tier 3 premium French tank destroyer. It's located on the north spawn of Abbey and it's under the commands of ProvoBob. Now ProvoBob's from Australia and that's why there's a kangaroo on the side of his tank destroyer. Yes, on the side of all of his vehicles. He puts the kangaroo there because he's an Aussie and he's proud. He comes from a land down under where women glow and men thunder. Yes, I'm not going to carry on with the rest of the song. Yes, you'll probably get it. Okay, well, the Pack 40 has got a 75mm gun which is capable of doing 110 alpha and penetrating 98mm of armor with standard ammo and 126mm with the premium, and doing 175 alpha with the HE rounds. Now the thing is that there are not many tanks at tier 3 that have as much armor as this thing will go through, so standard ammo will just about penetrate anything he comes up against. Now he can't fire at the moment because that BT2 got in the way, but if that Panzer III comes up to play again, it looks like he's moving off because he got hit, then I think ProvoBob's going to take a shot at those guys. First shot penetrates for 115. Now that's a high roll. Remember the alpha damage with the standard round 110. The other great thing about this tank destroyer is the view range. It has an enormous view range and much further than most of the other tanks in the game, so he's going to see them long before they see him, and he's just carving through this Chi-Ha, who seems oblivious that he's being absolutely pummeled and he's about to die. Oh, that one went just in front of him, but this will kill him. Yep, there you go. So he's got his first kill. How many more is he going to claim? Can you guess? He's not getting shots on that BT7 Art. I don't know why he's firing this ammunition. He's now going into his premium ammo because he couldn't hit the guy because he's actually well below that that lay of the ground. You've got to think about the topography, as Klaus says. The icons are way over the top of the vehicles, remember, so that BT7 Art is well below that ridgeline. No, wasting ammunition. Don't bother firing. That's a premium round that's down the drain. You really ought to start firing the HE rounds because you're actually going to have a lot more success with the HE rounds than you will with the standard AP. Well, he's moving position. Now the FCM 36 Pack 40 is what they call a Butte Panzer, B-E-U-T-E, and that means it was a prize panzer. It's a panzer that was created out of a captured enemy vehicle. Now during the war the Germans did capture a lot of tanks, both from the French, the British and the Russians, from the Soviets, and they converted these vehicles into use for their own forces. And this was one of the ones that they captured. The FCM 36 was not a particularly successful French light tank, but with the anti-tank gun mounted on top of it, it became quite successful. Because the Pack 40 is one of the most powerful tank guns, anti-tank guns, that was around at the time. In fact, if you've ever seen a video of a Pack 40 being test fired nowadays, you'd understand the force of that gun. It really is incredibly powerful. I saw a Pack 40 once out on an American range being test fired, and the dust that it threw up all around it was amazing. And of course this 75mm round will literally carve through most of the enemy tanks it comes up against without any trouble at all. It's not the fastest of tanks, the FCM 36, I'm afraid. It is very slow, but then it was slow because it was fairly heavily armoured. and it was of course carrying that extra weight of the anti-tank gun on top of it. We know there's a Valentine tank further down this road, and a BT-7 Art as well. Now he's got them in sight now, and he's aiming directly for the Valentine first, and the first shot goes in straight through the hull. Second one in, the Valentine's not even bothering to move, and I think he can't move because his engine's probably gone, and now he's out of the game. The BT-7 was killed as well, so no further enemy on this road, but there's an L640 up on that ridgeline. Ah, no, I didn't see him. Now the L640 is a Swedish light tank, if I remember correctly. It was a freebie that was given away a while back, and he's trying to escape actually. I wasted a premium round there. In fact, actually, the HE rounds will be perfect for killing the L640. Now he's driving along, but of course there's a very narrow arc of fire on this gun. So in order to actually face the target, you have to sometimes go to an oblique angle and then turn to actually bring the gun to bear, because you only have a narrow arc of fire. Okay, now he's got a target. The L6 has come back. Now he's punching straight through the armour with the standard rounds. Well, in fact, actually with the APCR rounds. Just an HE round will do the necessary. And one more shot to kill. And he's got him. 3 kills. But he was just hit by a splash from the enemy Bison for 90 hit points. So the enemy does have an Arty, and of course they did know where he was, but now he's moving. I should say it's not a Bison actually, it's a Bison. And the same name, funnily enough, is a fact that not a lot of people know. The Bison was actually the name for 2 Arty in the German forces. There was the Sturmpanzer 1 and the Sturmpanzer 2, and they were both called Bison. Now many of you know the Sturmpanzer 1 was the first one, which was based on a Panzer 1C, or Panzer 1B rather, and the Sturmpanzer 2 is actually the one that was based on the Panzer 2. He's getting very close to the enemy cap, and there's only 3 enemies remaining. Panzer 3E, an M2, and of course the Bison. There's the Bison, it's been spotted. And the enemy Panzer 3Es just killed RT-29 as well. Now, according to the mods I've got, it looks like ProvoBob has already got the high caliber. I think he's wasting ammunition there trying to fire at the Bison. In fact, he should have switched over straight away to the high explosive the moment that he ran out of armor piercing rounds, and he would have had much better results. But he's got a clean shot now on the Bison, and the kill shot went to our Bison. So he must have been dialing in on that guy for a little while, because it does take a little while to dial in the aim on this Arty. He's now headed for the cap. He moved over to the left a little bit so he could get behind that rock and protect himself from the shots coming from the Panzer 3E. He's staying right at the very back of the map, you can see, but he's just inside the cap circle. He's only got 1 round of APCR left, and he's just blown that away, so now he is firing the HE. And you'll see dramatically different results when the HE rounds actually do hit the enemy targets. They will penetrate up to, I think it's, if I remember correctly, yes, it's 38mm of armour. So he's more than likely going to get a hit, but he's actually wasting the ammo at the moment by firing into bushes where he doesn't know the Panzer 3E is. He's down to 13 rounds now. If he might need those rounds later on There's the Panzer III. You see, he was nowhere near where ProvoBob was aiming. And again, he's firing willy-nilly. He hasn't got a clear target. Now he can see the target, but you see, he just fired widely. And there goes the kill to the Bison. Now, he's almost capped out, actually. He's 2/3 of the way through the cap. And there's only one enemy left. Now, really, they don't need to cap. They could hunt this M2 medium down, or this M2 down, but I think that ProvoBob's just going to stay in the cap and let the game end. Ah, there comes the M2. And that's it, they capped out. He didn't even wait to go after the M2. He could have done it and could have ended up getting that kill, but, well, he already had 3 kills, and I suppose he might have been leaving that last kill to the Bison instead, who's on 5 kills already, might have got a top gun. But anyway, the game's over, and he's capped out to win. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's an ace tank for ProvoBob in the FCM 36 Pack 40. He managed to get a 5 for effect for doing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle, and Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 7. He got a couple of Battle Hero medals. He got the High Caliber for dealing the most damage in the game. He also got the Invader medal because he capped out to win and got at least 80 capture points in the process. And the win rate for the battle was 6,131. But, of course, if he'd actually killed the M2 medium instead, or the M2, because we don't know if it was the M2 medium, I think it was just a standard M2. If he killed that one, everyone would have ended up with much more XP from the end of the game, because you get more XP for killing all the enemy tanks. You get a bonus XP for killing all the enemies rather than just letting one of them live and capping out. That actually won't give you as much XP from the end of the game. His win rate 6,131. That's a Super Unicum standard, but yep, not quite the ending that we wanted. We can see that he did get the highest damage in the game, 1,349. This was a reduced numbers game with bots in it because it's the Southeast Asia, or rather the Asia server, we can see. And the next highest scorer was in fact the Bison on the enemy team with 1,116 hit points, and then the Bison on his own team with 1,060. When it came to kills, it was the Bison and our team who did the best with 5 kills. The Panzer IIIe managed 4, and then their Bison managed 3, alongside ProvoBob and the T29 all had 3 kills. When it came to base XP, it was ProvoBob. He got 975 base from that one. 799 went to the T29 and 507 went to the Panzer IIJ, who also managed to get a cool headed but was killed in that game. And should we see who he was killed by? Well, it says Anil Mata. Anyway, who is Anil Mata? It was the Bison. It was the Arty. The Bison killed the Panzer IIJs. Just goes to show Panzer IIJs are susceptible to HE5 from Arty. So it's very good to have an Arty on your team to bring down these super heavyweight, well, not super heavyweight, but you need these OP light tanks with heavy armor. He fired 30 rounds in this game, got 14 direct hits, 14 penetrations, damage of 1,349 hit points, of which 500 were at more than 300 meters. He received 1 hit from the enemy. It was a non-penetration, and 1 hit by way of splash damage from the Bison. He's blocked damage of 40 hit points in total, spotted 1 enemy vehicle, damaged 5 the enemy, killed 3, did 131 hit points of damage assistance, plus got 100 capture points. On the credit side, on a premium count, he earned 33,915 credits, but he wasted a huge amount of premium ammo when he just didn't need to. He could have fired just standard AP or HE during this entire battle, and he wouldn't have ended up with a huge cost like that and ended up making a loss of 6,384 credits. So this is an example of what not to do in the FCM 36 Pack 40. Don't load it up with huge amounts of premium ammo. It's a waste at this level, at this tier. Your rounds, your standard rounds and your HE rounds will go straight through the enemy and do maximum damage. So you don't need any premium ammo at all, really. None at all. 1,462 XP, 5,852 for completing the mission events, and 878 for this being a premium vehicle. He took away 8,192 experience points altogether. So I think this is a lesson in what not to do in the FCM 36 Pack 40. Do not load it up with loads of premium ammo. It's a complete waste of money. And load it with plenty of AP and HE, because that's what you're going to kill the enemy with no matter what. Also, if there's only one enemy left and he's sitting right next door to the cap and you can get an easy kill on him, don't cap out to win. Decap and then go after him. And if you get the kill on him, then great, you've got an extra bonus in XP. If you don't get the kill on him, then good to him for killing an FCM 36 Pack 40. But more than likely he's going to fail, because that gun is absolutely a monster. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, please. And thanks for watching.